is going on? We are now live. We are alive. What is going on? A little early. Let me check in my sound. I am clear. I have sound. It is a good day. How are we doing? A couple minutes early. That's okay. I know Joey and Drew just wrapped up. So welcome. I appreciate everybody who's here, who's going to be here to hang out. Thanks so much. Let's see how we doing. Tracy, howdy. Oh, I think I know it cleared out. Like Justin, Flipping Accountant, had the first comment a little earlier. Got it on there. But how's everybody doing tonight? I appreciate everybody jumping in, hanging out for our late night Monday live listings. G Jasso, how we doing? No jeans tonight, Tracy. We got shoes. We got some shoes. We got some shirts. We got some. We got a computer game. So little variety. Frugal Monster eBay. How we doing? Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Is this glitching or do you not have a picture? Oh, there it is. I was like, I couldn't see it. I was looking right here trying to see the picture. Thanks for coming by, Frugal Monster. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, I usually go live around this time, about 8:30, pretty much after Joey and Drew every Monday night. So, yeah, appreciate you being here. We're going to list some stuff today, hang out, have some fun. It'll be good. But thanks for coming by. I appreciate that. Yeah, Tracy, I got some shoes. I got some vintage shirts that we're going to list today. I got a computer, an old computer video game. I got some drinks. It's going to be a good night. Let me fix the camera angle slightly. There we go. But how's everybody else's night going? Hope everybody is doing well and having a great evening. It's been a crazy week here in my world. Hope everybody else is having a good week. Heyo, Justin, Flipping Accountant. How we doing, sir? Thanks for coming in. Let's see the t-shirt. This t-shirt. This one is a nice vintage Ernie Ball Slinky Strings shirt. I picked this up from Drew. I saw this and I was like, you know what? I don't have a tie-dye. I've been wanting a vintage tie-dye. Oh, I speak of him and he arrives. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Drew, chewing on food profit monsters. Welcome, sir.
Hello, sir.
How we doing?
Feeling better now that I'm eating something. I don't know why I'm just so hungry.
Nice.
I'm just working too hard. How are you?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, hard work leads to
hunger.
Leads to hunger there. Doing good. Yeah, I was just saying. Tracy was asking to see the shirt, so I had to. Like I said, honestly, I wear the shirt all the time. It's like my new favorite shirt.
Awesome.
Jennifer Frederick, jumping over. Thanks for coming over. I appreciate you being here. Greg, Rocky Mountain Resell, my boy. Tracy loves them apples.
What up, Greg? I didn't see you in Joey's live, but I'm listening to some of that Disney stuff you hooked me up with. So, yeah, man, I appreciate it.
Nice. Yeah, I got some shoes to list today. I got some vintage shirts. This is I wanted to show you. Look how these are nice and crispy.
Oh yeah, nice colorway.
Yeah, I was digging on these. These ones aren't too bad. Glycerins. Nice good colorway, red and orange. Oh, I don't know if you saw it. I was going to ask you, just because I see like conflicting. I kept seeing conflicting like sizing. So I got a shirt that I'm going to list with no tag. It's 28 top to bottom and 19 pit to pit. That's going to be a large, right?
I'd list that as a medium. The pit to pit. Usually a large is like 21 or bigger pit to pit.
Okay, that was what I was confused. I know the length was a decent length, but I wasn't sure about the pit to pit on where it would fall. But I'll put the measurements in the listing either way. That was what I was planning on doing because it's missing the tag. All right.
I hope you can't hear me eating.
No, it's not too bad. I'm going to change the title to ASMR.
Actually, I actually do enjoy a good reseller ASMR.
Drew's mukbang while listing just one apple. That's the whole thing, but it's
okay. So I'm sure you'll appreciate this, but you saying that reminds me of this one commercial from Dexter's Laboratory back on Cartoon Network. It was like in between episodes, it was like Dexter eating a hamburger, and it was like, and it was just like over and over and over again. It just brought back this crazy memory.
Yeah, see, I wish I had more memories of like when somebody says Dexter's Lab, all I can think of is omelette du fromage.
Omelette du fromage, yes, love it. Greg, the overalls are pretty good, man.
Those are those legs like Jinko jeans? Those things look wide as hell.
I mean, they're from the 90s, so but they got poo on them, so pretty cool.
What's going on, Paul? Paul number one, and we got both Philly Pauls in the house.
Dude, where's Greg actually? Dude, I'm telling you, Greg, I might rock these as summer shorts.
Oh, dude, those are killer.
They're brand new with tags. Greg sent these to me, so
those
shout
are
out,
awesome.
Greg. Mickey and Co. tag. They're vintage, brand new with tags, but they're boxers. But dude, I'm telling you, I might rock them.
Those are mow your lawn shorts all day.
Now these are more than that to me. These are
those are nice.
Like I might go play disc golf in these or something.
There you go.
So yeah, shout out to Greg for that. All right, I'm going back to listing.
I like it. Sorry I'm late. I know you're usually the first commenter. I know the 5 minutes is going to be late for you. It's all good. It's all good. I'll forgive you this one time.
No, Tracy, Greg sent me a box of Disney stuff. And he said it was his way of sending me a super chat since why are my sideburns on this side sticking out like that? It's gonna bother me all night. But
that happens to me when I wear a mask. I can wear a mask and it's like I just have like mutton chops in the mask.
That must be what it was because I was thrifting earlier. But Greg said it was his way of sending me a super chat since I'm always in Joey's live. So thanks again, Greg. I appreciate it, man. You're the best.
Paul said I was a poor kid and couldn't afford cable, so thanks for rubbing it in, Drew. I guess with Dexter's Lab, I don't know. All right, yellow up front, poo in the back. You ever get Tommy? All right.
If it's yellow, you need to drink some water, buddy.
I know. All right, so let's get these listed. We gotta get some listings, and yeah, the whole taken. That's why I sent that to Joey. Like taking the pictures beforehand, like, is so much better for me. Like, because I just spend like the hour. Like I'll put you guys on, and I'll sit down for like 45 minutes and take like pictures of like 8 or 10 things, and then I'm good to go. That's good. Aaron, my friend, thanks for jumping in. Sal's Mercado in the house. Welcome. All right.
Yeah, so the clothing that I got while I was in Texas last weekend, plus some clothing that I found today, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna bust it out. I'm gonna take pictures and measurements of all the clothing and use that for the live. But
nice.
I normally like listing shoes on the live listing because I can get into a motion of taking pictures, list, cross list, do it over and over again. So
yeah. Let's see. Trying to find this colorway. Yeah, that's what I do when I can sit and like just take pictures, because especially with shoes, because I have and I'm sure you do too. You have your rhythm. Okay, it's these 6 photos, boom, swap the angle, boom, swap the angle, boom, swap the angle, done.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Finally found a pair of Rock Revivals. There you go, man. Those will sell quick and for good money. Always be on the lookout for those. Dante, Prison to Profit. Where are you at right now? Are you on the road or did you make it home already? Because if you made it home already, that would have been like crazy. I mean, you've been driving all day. Was that today you left? I can't remember.
Nah, he's moving in with Katie.
I know. He drove home. I think he drove home to get a U-Haul. He drove home to get a U-Haul, and he's packing up and heading right over.
That's right.
All right.
Time for me to move to South Carolina and take over those bin stores.
I know. With the thrift stores you have, it's anywhere you move is going to be an improvement.
Bro, you saw my story earlier. Some of those prices are insane.
I mean, you found some good stuff, but like I only imagine how long you had to filter through all the other crap to get it.
It takes so much longer for me to find decent stuff now because everything is just so overpriced. Like some of these thrift stores, it's almost like they just give somebody a price gun and say, hey, whatever you're in the mood for today, just pick a price. Because like I found that pair of kids' Jordans for $2.92. And in the same thrift store, they're selling Jimmy Choo's behind the counter for $252.
Yeah.
Like where is the separation? They have some Nike Pegasus for like $43, and then they have some for $8.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Paul, haven't found any Rockefeller or Lululemon. I haven't found it. So the crazy thing is, like, Vegas has multiple Lululemon stores. Sometimes you just got to force yourself to enunciate. It's like we have multiple Lululemon stores, and I don't search that much for it because it means I have to go through a lot of women's clothes to find it. But I just haven't found any yet.
I found a Lululemon shirt today.
Yeah, no, I saw.
That was the first time I found one in like 6 or 8 months at least. Been a while. And I actually wasn't even expecting it to be a Lululemon, but I looked through the t-shirts and then I saw the athletic wear, and I always look on the athletic shirts if it doesn't have a tag, because the Lululemon shirts, the tags are so fragile.
Yeah.
Like they rip right off. And so I would say like 25% of the time, if you see a no brand workout shirt with no tag on it, if you look on the bottom hem, you can normally see that Lululemon logo.
Nice.
But people skip them because they just think it's a no brand, Walmart brand, no name, so they don't know to look for it.
Yeah. It's so similar. Like that, just that little logo is like so similar to those like Walmart, Target.
Oh, like, yeah. Avia, I think. Avia, yeah. RBX, like all those do very similar things. So. All right, David, are we going to have a competition to see who can list the most?
It's still going to be you. I already know it.
I'm cross-listing too, though.
I know. So we'll chalk it up to your years of experience.
What's up, Dante?
It's weird. The only other pair of these that are even listed are listed as women's, but these aren't a women's shoe.
Do you search when you're doing shoe comps? Do you search by the model number of the Brooks, or do you just type in like Brooks Ghost 12, or do you type in the number?
I'll type in the model. Like these ones, it depends. So I'll type in the model number. These ones type in the model number, and it was still only the one that came up. So I think it's just the one, but I think that one. But I can already tell that one's listed incorrectly. But I'll go through and depending on the shoe, like the Asics are like I love selling Asics because it's so easy. It's just like that 6-digit code, and it's super easy to type in. Nikes and Adidas are usually a hassle, and I'll have to bounce back between like trying the like the UPC, like their long code, or like trying to find it, or like having to use Google Glass, because they'll use the same like front end for like 10 different shoes, and then the back end is like the colorway, but it still ends up being weird.
Yeah. Paul, yes, the box will sell alone for sure. But yeah, so sometimes like with Brooks specifically, and sometimes Nike, like specifically the Pegasus line, you can type in the model and there's like nothing that will come up for the Pegasus. Like I'll show you a perfect example. Hold on.
Yeah.
So I found some shoes at that thrift I was at earlier today, and of course, they're at the very bottom of the last bag I look in. So these right here, these are Nike Pegasus Be True. And this was 25% off, but my average buy cost at this store was like $7.89 a pair because I bought a bunch of stuff. So $8 buy cost overall, but these were super clean Pegasus. But if you type in the model number on the inside of the tag, literally nothing comes up for this shoe. But then if you type in Nike Pegasus Be True 34, they come up and there's only one comp for like $125.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so, Nikes are weird like that. Like that's where I found and that's why sometimes I'm kind of hesitant on picking them up unless I can get them for a really good cost, because Nikes are weird too. Like some Nikes like those, but if those ones weren't the Be True model with like probably with the rainbow color, if it was just that same one, it's probably like a $20 shoe, and like they fluctuate so much between like, hey, this Nike could be a like $15.95 like regular shoe because they made a million of them, or hey, this was a unique release that is just slightly different, which is why you can't find it. And
yeah, normally what I do in those situations is I try to stay away from, like, for example, the Pegasus models. I keep saying specifically, I'm trying to think of a different word, but the Pegasus model is, I think, at 40 or 41, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even higher. The Aladdin ones are dope too. I'll show those. But
awesome.
I normally try not to go below like Pegasus 34 or 35 at this point. If it's like 33 and below, unless they're like mint, clean, crazy colorway, I won't pick them up because it's too far down the line. Like in my Texas thrifting video that I put out today, I found some Gore-Tex Brooks Ghost 4s, but they were such an old model that, you know, the Ghost shoes are at 12 or they're at 13 now. So nobody's looking for Ghost 4s really. Well, at least the comps weren't there. So I left them because they were pretty worn as well. But the point is like the models, like with Nike, like you said, they just change so fast that you got to kind of keep up with the Joneses with those, with reselling.
Yeah, I get that. It's shoes are fun to learn about. Like especially those ones, but it is tough with, like, you know, and that was kind of my first thing when I started looking into shoes, was like, okay, like in my mind, I'm like, okay, go for Nikes, go for Adidas, go for Reeboks, go for these ones. And those are almost the ones where you have to do even more research, just because their product line is so vast that it's like, okay, if you just pick up anything with a Nike logo, you might get a $200 shoe, or you might get a $9.95 shoe that will never sell. Like, you have to sit there and like go through and make sure you're getting it all.
Oh yeah. You definitely got to know, you know, what you're looking up. There's so many shoes, especially Jordans. There's so many that you would think, because some Jordans sell for hundreds of dollars, that all Jordans would be worth money. And then you look up the Jordans and they're like, you know, $15.99 for a pair of, you know, these specific models. And then there's some that sell for hundreds. So it's just crazy.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Tommy. Like, you know, when you're like, especially when you see it in like the eBay listing, it's, you know, not everybody's going to be putting the style codes in there. Gems. Thanks for coming in, hanging out.
I just sold a shirt that I listed with Joey for $40.
Nice. Oh, Jazz, sorry to hear that, man. That's always tough, like, especially with the little kids. Hope she heals up okay. Yeah, take care, man. Appreciate you hanging out for even just a little bit. But yeah, take care of the fam. Get her some ice.
Dang, sorry to hear that.
Yeah. On things like Ghost or Pegasus, is the fit and everything the same throughout the line, or is it just the color and design that changes each time?
No, it definitely changes. So for example, it's like, you know how Ford changes their truck the F-150 every year, it's like every 4 years. If you go back and you look, like I think I'm trying to figure out the exact dates, but I know like 05 to 08 is the same, and then 2009 to 2012 I think is the same, and then 13 to 16, and then 17 to 21 right now is like all the same model.
Yeah.
Every 4 years Ford redoes the truck, and it's the same thing with like the Pegasus. It's like every couple of numbers of the Pegasus, they change the way it is made a little bit. So you'll see like on the newer Pegasus, there's like this like pointed back end. It's just different. Like, so the bottom still usually look like this on all the Pegasus, the way the tread is designed. But in the back of the new Pegasus, you see how these are like the 34s. They're just regular. So on the new Pegasus, this part comes up in the back, like almost all the way, like halfway up to like right here on the new Pegasus. And they do change a little bit. So yeah, the fit is a little bit different. So, I mean, someone who had Brooks Ghost 4s may like the fit of those more than the Brooks Ghost 12s, but most runners specifically aren't looking for, you know, they're looking for the newest model of that shoe.
Yeah, and then they're gonna redo, like you said, they're gonna redo the mold of like the actual shoe. But even sometimes year over year, they might change some. It might feel different. So that's some people, and that's the thing. Like that's why sometimes, depending on the shoe, if it's like you were talking, especially with like Hoka's and even with some of the Brooks, like somebody might like that Ghost 4, but you're looking for a very specific person that's looking for that Ghost 4 in the exact size. So it's going to probably sit longer than those brand new ones.
Yeah, that's as long as it gets David the list, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Hey, I'm on number 2 already.
Yes, a Ghost 6 will fit different than a Ghost 13, 100%. Mm-hmm. But a Pegasus 37 won't fit different than a Pegasus 38. But a Pegasus 38 will fit differently than a Pegasus 31. So yes, some people do like certain models because of the way that design was fit. For the exact reason, like what David said, Hoka's, the original Clifton, is nowhere near the same shoe as the Clifton 6. But Clifton is only at 6. You know, actually, I think they're on 7 now, but they're mad expensive. But when you're talking about a difference of like a Brooks 4 versus a Brooks 12, I don't know personally, because I didn't even know Brooks existed until about the Brooks Ghost 8 or 9.
Yeah, and like these ones I'm listing now, for example, Greg, these are Brooks Glycerin 13s. Brooks is up to, I believe it's 19, Glycerin 19. So like that's enough of a gap where I'm going to assume that like these ones probably won't fit the same as the new model. It won't be that far off, but there might be just something. They might have tweaked a little bit of how they do like their lacing. They might have changed a little bit about how they do their tread, or just the mold of the actual shoe itself can adjust. So it can vary. It depends on the person and what they're looking for. Dan, I was confused for a second. I thought I was still in Joey's live. I know, it's the beard. Hold on, here we go.
Yeah, you don't. I look goofy with hats forward, so I can't rock. You can rock it either way.
I've always worn my hats forward. It wasn't like a hey, I'm above wearing a backwards hat thing. It's just like, I don't know. I've always just worn them that way.
No, but you can rock it either way. I can't. Like hats just don't look good on me frontwards. So.
No. Glycerins are the one you seem to find. Yeah, I think that's like I find more glycerins than I do anything else, but I think it's also because they've done a decent amount of them.
It's their longest running model, which is actually the same thing with Pegasus. Pegasus is Nike's longest running shoe model. There's nothing higher than the Pegasus, which I think, like I said, is at 40 or 41 right now. There's nothing higher than that for Nike running. That was the original running shoe. Well, the one that they kept making, I guess you should say.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to listing.
Can't rock the flat brim hats. You know, it's only been recently that I've done the flat brim. I used to have all my hats curved. I still have some that are curved. It wasn't like a specific thing. This one is just the way it showed up, or the way this shoe came. Ooh, these ones, I like that. I'm already seeing $65 sold comps on these shoes. That's what
Nice.
I like to see. Oh, I was like 169. That's brand new. Okay.
It's crazy that those are, how much they sell for, new to almost $200.
Yeah. Yeah, even these one, like this one, if you have a brand new pair of these, one of them just sold for 169, even though they're the 6 models behind. Got a pair of Brooks for my birthday, most comfy shoes I ever worn, Paul. Yeah, they're super comfy. So actually, it's a funny story, and it's not a shape up story, but it's a Skechers story. So I used to work at the Bellagio here in Las Vegas, and one of the guests that comes and stays there, I can't tell you his name, but he is in the royalty in Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of them, so good luck trying to figure out who. And so like he would come stay in one of our 10,000 square feet rooms. He would have people showing up days ahead of time, unpacking and things like that, laying everything out. And I was in the shoe because we were cleaning. I oversaw the housekeeping team there, so we go and inspect the room and do all those things. And I noticed something. So he had one of his worker guys there. It was unpacking all of his shoes, and every single pair of shoes, whether it was a slipper or a dress shoe that this man had, was a Skechers shoe. He has enough money to pay somebody to make shoes for every step he takes for the rest. Like he could have somebody just walk beside him and make him a brand new shoe for every step he takes. That's the kind of money he has, and he's choosing. I was like, Skechers must be pretty comfortable. Like if that's the shoe of choice for royalty when you have that kind of money, it must not be too bad.
I think I read something, I don't know how recent it was since I've been a reseller, that Skechers is like number 3 best-selling brand for shoes like since the 90s. Like if you go back,
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Skechers, like all the way to date still. Like I'm sure in a couple years, Brooks, Hoka, all those brands will eventually pass brands like Skechers, but one of the longest running brands, I think it's Nike. If I'm not mistaken, it's Nike, Adidas, and Skechers are like the 3 most top selling brands in the world.
Well, Skechers is their affordability. And that's the thing, is it's like they're able to rival those other ones because, and like if you remember, like I don't even know if they exist anymore, but like Payless, like you walk into a Payless shoes and it was half the store was Skechers, and like and then they'd have the Skechers store still in the mall. Then you'd go into Sears and you'd get your Skechers, and you go into like every store had like Skechers in there, but like you can't go to Walmart and get Nikes or like any of those places. I mean, you used to be able to, but not anymore. Now they've gone to their own, like Target's gone to their own brands. They used to have other brands, but you couldn't get them there. But yeah, I love weird facts like that. Like one of my favorite ones is, do you know, what store do you you might know this fact, but what store do you think is the largest buyer of wine in the world? If you would take a guess.
What store is the largest buyer of wine?
Yeah. What's the biggest, who's the largest wine supplier?
I mean, off the bat, I want to say Walmart, but I am assuming that's not the answer. So I would guess, man,
Greg got it.
Did you talk
It's
about
Costco.
That? You talked about that.
Costco.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, he wasn't there. Yeah, Costco is like, it's one of those things that you don't think about. It's like, oh yeah, it's like a giant store like that, like the amount of volume that they're dealing with. Like you wouldn't think about it, but it always is.
Dang, that's crazy.
Is it currently okay? So Philly picked Nike. I don't know if this is a new list or Paul is just listing shoes he likes. Nike, Adidas, New Balance, Asics, Pumas, then Skechers. That would still make sense too.
He said Skechers were still number 6 in 2020.
Oh,
so that's
okay. There we go. Yeah, that makes sense. And even that list makes sense. I think shoes like these, like they'll price themselves out. Like once you get over but Asics are pretty up there. But Asics have a much longer reputation.
I personally don't like Asics the way they feel on me. Like I've tried multiple models of Asics.
Yeah.
And they're nowhere near, like, as far as comfort, Brooks, Hoka, and OnCloud. I mean, those three brands are sheesh.
Yeah. When it comes to comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Greg said if Drew was here last week, he would. I totally forgot that. Apparently, we talked about that last week. Lance Stamper, thanks for being here, man. Skechers is the only shoe I can get in a 14 quadruple E. That's a foot right there, man. I wear a 13, and I'm borderlining. I'll probably end up having to move into wides soon. But I wear a size 13. My dad wears a 12 quadruple E, and for the longest time, he could only wear SAS. He could only wear SAS shoes because nothing else would be like comfortable and fit. But yeah,
New Balance has those 4Es.
I
call them the grandpa shoe. You know, the ones with the Velcro straps.
Oh yeah. Same. That's like the SAS is like.
Yeah. I just listed a pair of those yesterday, I think, for they were like the 574s with the straps for they were size 12 4E. And I was like, sheesh.
Hey, Robin, how we doing? Thanks for being here.
Hey, Robin.
Thanks for coming to hang out. OnCloud, another Bolo, never heard of them. Yeah, OnClouds are good. There's a few. There's so many of those like one of the ones I found that sell well. I didn't think they were comfortable, but I guess some people like them for like training. But like No Bull are really good. Yeah. They sell really, really good and for good prices. Only some 16W and the Brooks I got fit really well. That's good. Yeah, Paul's a big guy. 16 wide.
Adine from Hustle and Hooks, he wears a size, I think, 15 and a half or 16 and a half. And he wears OnCloud Clifton, or not OnCloud, Hoka Cliftons. He says it's like the only shoe he wears. So
yeah, that would make sense, especially with like when you have that big of a foot, you're looking for good, comfortable fitting shoes. I remember like when I was younger, like the only place, like, I mean, my family was always pretty tech savvy, but my mom used to get my shoes at Zappos because I was a size 13 from 13 years old. Like my foot grew with my size from age like 9 to 13. So when I was 13, like you couldn't go into a lot of places and just buy even that size 13. But Zappos.com, which is still obviously around, had them, and you could get them there.
Wow.
All right, Paul. Thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good night. 15 listings. There we go. Flipping Sports Guy. Have a great night, my man. These ones are size 10. All right, I'm on listing number 2.
All right, I'm on 1, 2, 3. I'm finishing number 3, I guess I could say.
There we go. All right. Okay. Everything else is good. Oh no, actually, I almost just listed these wrong. These are wides.
There you go.
That was almost bad. I mean, if somebody who had a size 12 or a size 11 bought them, it would have been okay. But somebody looking for a this size wide would not work.
Yeah, Greg, I'd have to message him. I don't know. He hasn't DM'd me one time, like with any issues. So I gave him a good price on him though, just to get rid of him. David, how's your shoebox going? Have you sold any recently? The wholesale you got from me.
Yeah, no, I've sold a few. I've kind of priced mine not as competitive. Like I priced them pretty much like I have to go back and review. I've sold a handful. Some of the ones that I'm holding out for are like the bigger cleats. But I probably could drop the price and get those sold. Because I priced those pretty high. I ended up keeping one pair. Actually, literally this morning I shipped out that damaged pair there was the damaged pair of Brooks that you traded in for another shoe. So I listed that one for $10 plus shipping, and somebody bought that one. So I actually just sold those this morning.
Cool.
Yeah, but I need to go back kind of and review all my listings and just look at pricing, because I have some that's been sitting for a little bit. So I need to go back and spend some time and update pricing and make sure photos and everything are good. And
yeah, I should probably do that on a lot of my listings, but
yeah,
I'm like too far gone now. I'm like over 1,500 active listings.
Yeah,
so
I was
like,
gonna say, Drew, start at number 1 and then work your way through, and then by next year you might hit the end. Okay, yeah. Does anybody like Topo running shoes for personal use? I am not aware of Topo running shoes.
Never heard of them.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them. Anybody else in chat? Hopefully. Leroy Boat Sweat and Sell, thanks for coming in, man. Hope you're well. Oh, eBay app like updated with like the way you input stuff. I just noticed that. Their little like input windows changed. Thanks for that update, eBay. That's what we needed from your app. Was new input windows. Get the crack team on it.
Dude, what is going on with my internet?
It must be on your phone. You look clear. You're clear on my end. Everything on your stream is clear. Business policies and absolute cost to clean up once you enable it. See, I'm still. That's my thing is I don't have enough list. Like I haven't upgraded to an actual store yet, just because I haven't really passed like the listings where it's kind of makes sense, where I can't kind of because I'm still like able to manage everything kind of one off. But I can't. But there is some downfalls, like I can't put SKUs in, I can't run sales, things like that. If you can do just 5 or 10% of your listings a day, start with your oldest, you'll get it done before you know it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna kind of look and just like end and relist a lot of mine, just to give them that like that new boost, because some of them are just at the bottom of the list at this point. So I'll just end it, relist it, get it back up in the world there for people to see. How are you doing on your offers, Drew? I know you've been kind of like going through like weekly. You got like 200 offers to send out, or you've been keeping up?
No, I haven't been keeping up. I need to do it. I need to send out some offers.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do that tonight after I get a couple other listings finished here. But I got these women's cool shorts.
Cool.
AUHL. And got them at the bins while I was in Texas. Nice. Such a good brand.
Frugal Monster says, I sourced my first pair of Hokas for $6.99. I've never had a pair, so I tried them on. Big mistake. Now I have a pair. Yeah. Hey, for $6.99, man, that's a good. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you're technically only losing. I mean, you're losing the potential sale of like 30 to 50, but or 30 to 70 depending on the shoe.
Yeah, depends on the model.
Sure. Yeah, that's what I was realizing. Yeah, it could be a big potential sale, but you got yourself a good shoe there. Yeah, I get that, Greg, and I feel like probably because I'm right now after this next one I'll be at 75 listings, and if I get to the point where I'm hovering around 100, that's kind of when I want to update that. But right now, like a lot of mine are about 30% of mine are shoes, and I have them all in a rack, so that's easy. Actually, probably 40% of my listings are shoes, and then everything else I only have in a couple bins, so it's not like I don't have stuff kind of all over the place. So it's pretty easy to find for me.
You're doing really good for only having 75 active listings, man. It's awesome that you're like not able to, I guess you could say, keep adding. Like it's a good problem to have.
Yeah, and I've definitely it's slowed down a little bit. I definitely for sure, and that's kind of why I want to go back and like just relist some things and some. but again, I've been real. I tell people all the time, like, and I try to mention it a lot, is like I am very picky about my stuff. Like a lot of what I pick up, like people see when I do these live listings, like it's. But I don't have like piles of other stuff that I have that I'm not showing here. Like this is most of what I get is seen on either these live listings or my videos, and it's curated. Like I'm spending time looking for specific things, and I'm like my average sale price is good. It's about $42, but that's again intentional, and not really and I try to tell people like, hey, like I'm in a position where I'm lucky enough to do this as a hobby. Like if I was trying to do this either as a part-time job or like full-time, my methods would be different, just like most people's are. And when you have to deal in the volumes in it, because you do have to deal in volume unless you have a very high, item that you're selling, you have to deal in volume to make a living.
Right. I agree. 100%.
I send out offers as soon as they come in. I sell quite a bit with offers. See, I honestly don't have a lot of luck with offers. I have some even now. Like I accept offers. I sell more with offers that I accept than offers that I send out. I think I've only ever sold a couple, but sometimes I'll get a counter offer from an offer that I send out. So I guess that counts.
Yeah, I don't
up to 70. She's been killing it. She's been killing it with her listing. She can barely stay above 70, and she's got how many do you have sold right now, Lori? It's like 100 and something. She's got like 100 and over 100 sold and 70 listed, and she's struggling to even stay at that 70. She's killing it with what she's selling. Upgraded to $21 a month store. Yeah, that's another thing too. It'll help with stuff like that. In an interview with CNBC, CEO of eBay said that they were looking to accept Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, but also exploring the potential of NTF platform. Thoughts? Yeah, so a lot of companies are moving towards. Actually, I was literally having this conversation with somebody at work today. A lot of companies are moving towards accepting cryptocurrencies. For me, the only issue with that is that it has to then translate into tangible dollar. So that's the hard part, is that there's such a fluctuation. Cryptocurrencies aren't going anywhere. And NTFs are pretty new, so I don't even know anything about them to speak on. But cryptocurrencies I don't think are going anywhere, but they do need to stabilize. And they're not going to stabilize with some at 0 and some at 60,000. There's going to be a balance, and that means some of them are going to come down and some of them are going to go up. They'll never all be the same. Some will always have more value or hold more value. But I don't know how it'll eventually translate into a currency that we're using to when it comes to debt, like money. Money is used to settle debts, whether that debt is like you purchase something or you're like paying something. I don't know how it will translate there. I'm not knowledgeable enough to know how that's going to look on the back end. What do you think, Drew?
I don't know enough about NFTs to speak on that. I think that there's something going to happen with NFTs in the future, but I don't know. As far as cryptos and stuff, I think that eBay really should be focusing on the issues that they have with their platform before they start accepting cryptocurrencies, because they got a lot of stuff they need to work on before trying to add another payment, another payment option. Even if they only took Bitcoin, it's just like you said, it fluctuates so much that there's just you could list something for $50 and then someone pays with $50 worth of Bitcoin, and tomorrow Bitcoin crashes and it's only worth $10. Yeah. So does eBay convert from Bitcoin to USD, or do you have to be a seller that accepts Bitcoin? And if someone sends that offer, the offer comes in through crypto and says 0.00000015 Bitcoin. And then you have to do the conversion to see if that's worth the $50 that you're asking, and if you're willing to take the risk. And then is there any responsibility on the fluctuation of the crypto market? So it's just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it would definitely be something that a seller would have to opt into, whether they want to take. I agree with you, Drew, that I would really surprise me if eBay had any conversion on their website whatsoever, because then they're liable. If they're not up to the minute, if they don't have a live frequency on what the current market value is on Bitcoin, then they're now liable for what they're saying. So it would probably be exactly what you're saying, 0.00001, with a link then to like click this link to see what the current value is, which would then take you to a third party. So eBay wouldn't be liable for it. Yeah, there'd be a lot, but it would be definitely. I'm with the camera up at 111 sold with 63 listed. That is a good problem to have right there.
Yeah, those are great numbers.
Yeah.
Especially if you're just doing it part-time or for fun or, just to make side money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Greg, I don't see. I would disagree with you. I think that they would not do the conversion because then they're unless it's in that moment conversion. But there's so much on the back end of how, because then eBay would take control of that portion of Bitcoin, which might be good at a certain extent because then they would then pay out the seller what the current value is, and they would either Bitcoin immediately to recoup what they gave the seller in U.S. currency, in U.S. dollars, or they would hold it with the anticipation of it possibly going up and then sell off bulk. It's not a bad potential business model, but it's gambling. At that point, it's gambling. If they're going to convert it right then, they either have to convert it and sell it off immediately, or they will have a certain quantity that they're holding, or I don't know. That sounds too much like gambling to me, and I don't think stockholders would go for it. I think if they do a conversion, it'll be an immediate conversion that's then sold off immediately. All right, next up, we got some ultras. I've been finding a lot of ultras lately.
I would love to find more ultras. When I find them, they're always destroyed. Like people wear those things. People wear those things like hokas.
Yeah, no, I found 3 pairs so far, and this was the third pair I found. I found them in the last month, and the other 2 sold really quickly, and they've all been really good shape. Like even the insole is like.
Yeah, it's a great brand.
Yeah, these are in really good shape. I haven't tried on a pair. They have that weird like.
Yeah.
Kind of foot shape. I don't know how they would feel. But I like the bottom. I always like the sole. It has like that foot-shaped sole, like skeleton.
There are shoes that are foot-shaped?
I know. Yes. Yeah, my wife makes a good point. She goes, there are shoes that are foot-shaped? The audacity. The audacity. Yeah, no, absolutely, Sal. That's a good question, man. I mean, it's something that definitely will probably have to, at some point, we will get to the point where that is a actual question. Yeah, they have no business adding more to their plate. All right, Diana. So I've done 2. Drew was, I think, on 4, but that's just that's after his Joey transition.
I'm on 6 right now.
Oh no, see, yeah, I'm underestimating him already just because the last number he said was 3. I assumed he's on his next one. But yeah, I'm on 3 right now. Do you think
I'm cross-posting to Poshmark and Depop though?
Yeah. I don't find a lot of cycling shoes, and I don't pick them up. I know that they have some value, but I used to ride with like clip shoes, and I know some people are very, very particular on their clip shoes. Plus, you often have to find like ones that not match your pedals, but like some will fit like better with pedals. I just don't know enough about how they sell. What about you, Drew? Do you ever get those cycling shoes?
I get I think it's called Bontrager, right? I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but
I'm not.
The ones that have the clips on the bottom, I've found those and sold them a couple times for like 30 to 50. But I don't find a lot of cycling stuff in Apopka where I live, so.
Yeah, I find some here and there. Like I said, I'm not up to date on like, again, what brands are good, what people like, how the clips are working. I know I guess that's one thing that can also change with pedals and everything.
Most of the time,
Tommy made a great point here that we'll accept it today, but you accepted the offer, but 2 days later, because the buyer didn't pay now, it's at a different price. Yeah, they'd have to fix their immediate payment requirement too.
Yeah, it's too much. It's not going to happen for a while, in my opinion.
Yeah. 8 listed today up to 212. Nice. 134 in April. That's awesome, man. That's way up from last month. I remember it was March, you were trying to hit 100, or you got to 100, but 134 in April, that's awesome. That's some increase right there. Keep it up. Yeah, that's the other thing. The clip shoes are usually trash because people will wear them until they can't wear them. Like, that's the thing. Like, if people are turning in their clip shoes, that's because they wore them until they couldn't wear them anymore. All right, let's get these ones. Ultra Taurin.
I'm sighing rather loudly.
So how was your traveling in the COVID times, Drew? How did it go?
It honestly wasn't bad. I was kind of surprised. The only thing that everybody was really tight on was when you're on the plane. I mean, whatever they're called, the people that work on the plane, the flight attendants are walking up and down the aisle every 5 minutes, making sure everybody has their mask over their nose and their mouth. They're like, "Gotta put that mask on. Gotta put that mask on."
Yeah.
But other than that, and not me, I had my mask on, but telling other people. But other than that, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, there was no social distancing at the airport. I mean, everybody's in line, everybody's going through TSA. There wasn't any other random extra check-ins that you had to do that was out of the ordinary. So, it wasn't bad, to be honest.
It's not too bad.
I mean, I think that it's chilled out a little bit now that like airports have opened back up, But yeah. I'm sure right when, last year, they were putting, 10 people on a plane, if that, or they weren't flying. And now every seat is filled. You're sitting literally right next to somebody. There's no temperature checks or anything like that. So really? I don't understand how
the temperature check surprises me that they weren't doing them.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but I don't understand why they'd make you wear a mask, but they don't even check for any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody had COVID and they went on an airplane, if they had COVID and they were sick, more than likely someone could still get affected by that, even if they were wearing a mask. Like,
on a plane like that.
It's like a condom. It doesn't completely prevent the spread of it.
99% effective. All right.
It's not 100% preventative. So,
need to research rollerblades tonight. My thrift store put out a bunch. I don't find a lot here. Paul says skates sell well for him. Nice. Not blades. Oops.
I like selling rollerblades. I just don't find them that often. But
yeah, I don't find a lot. And it's one of those things where, like, if you asked me when I was 14 what brands were good, I could tell you. I don't know. I haven't kept up in the last 17 years of with skates. That would definitely be something I would have to do a lot of research in before I started picking up.
$10 a pair for skates, rollerblades is really good, Greg. That's really good.
Yeah,
sorry for the analogy. It was the first thing that came to my head, but I was trying not to get too political about stuff because
I don't want to go down that road.
Yeah, everybody has an opinion, and it's not my channel to say anything. So
yeah, no, you're good. You're good. I'm liking the way these are priced. These are selling. Last pair of this exact pair sold for $49.95.
Nice.
$49.95. Let's just keep it there.
Yeah, blades are technically like 4 wheels in a straight horizontal row, and then skates are like
inline skates.
Well, inline skates.
I always make that reference.
most people, when they think of skates, they think of like 2 wheels in the front, 2 wheels in the back.
Yeah.
All right, just finished listing another one.
I'm almost there. I'm adding my shipping cost.
I forgot to do that.
Almost listed.
Shorts.
Jen's had good experience with rollerblades, not so much skates. Yeah. Sold 8 pairs of ice skates last year, not one for less than 50. There you go. See, the crazy, it's not crazy because now we become down, but it's always like, I'll go into the stores here in Vegas and I'll ski. I literally saw a guy because today was Monday, so I was in Savers, which all of our Savers are 50% off everything in the store on Mondays, so they're always packed. And a guy's just like dragging a board through. I'm like, good find there. But yeah, there's so many things. Like, there's things that I would hear, and I'm sure that's how everybody feels. But like Vegas is such a transient city that like what they do is before they move here, they have and sell all their like winter gear and all the stuff they don't wear. So a lot of the stuff here is not like.
Yeah, it's not the type of place. It's not the type of place that most people like make their permanent home and just like consistently, you know. I feel like most stuff at a Vegas thrift store is probably more like people selling their house and moving and getting rid of stuff, not just the average Hoka runner that's like, yeah, I'm going to donate my Hokas because they're, you know, I need new ones.
Yeah. Your mom flips his skates, but in New York, so it's cheap. Yeah, I can only imagine thrifting in New York. Well, depending on where. I mean, if you're upstate, it's not terrible. Find some good winter stuff. I actually found a decent North Face jacket. It's a breaker. It's not really a jacket, but I don't find a lot of stuff like that. I don't find a lot of North Face here. Don't find a lot of like winter. No Pendletons, no Patagonas, none of those LL Beans with the line. Nothing fleece lined. We don't get a lot of fleece lined in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't find much of that either. When I was in Texas, I found 2 North Face jackets, one at the bins and one at the thrift. I listed those tonight with Joey. And but the Pendletons I found at the flea market, but it was like a special event where it was like people from all over came, and this one guy had like an entire rack of Pendletons, and I was like, I'll buy them all. That was an awesome find
I remember when you found those. That was awesome.
But other than that, like, I don't find Patagonia. I don't find, you know, those types of brands, you know, a lot. The North Face, Patagonia, even Carhartt. Like, I don't find any of that stuff really.
I've found one Carhartt jacket.
At least the good ones.
Yeah.
You know? You always find the crappy ones that don't sell so much.
Yeah. Or whose Instagram was it? It was either, I think it might have been Dabra. It's either him or somebody else, but they were just like, they were flipping like every other week he finds like 4 or 5 Carhartt jackets just hanging in the thrift store. Yeah.
Yeah, Dom I Thrift in Michigan.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it must be nice. You know?
Well, see, the thing with Instagram is it's a lot of people, I wouldn't say are misleading, but people like, for example, a lot of the Carhartts that Dom finds are on Facebook Marketplace, and he pays up for them. Like, he'll buy a Carhartt for $40 and then he'll post it on his Instagram for 80 or 100. You know, he's not finding them at a thrift store for $5.
That's a good point.
It's still good flips because he's not paying fees and he's got the Instagram following, but it's just not, it's not all like rare. You know, when you see people posting stuff like that consistently, most of the time they're paying up for stuff.
Yeah. And they got the alerts. They got the Facebook Marketplace alert, those ones.
Yeah.
I don't know where pool. So Jen, I don't know. I haven't sold pool sticks. I know somebody who does. And they've sold on eBay before. They actually fit really as long as, well, I mean, you won't sell ones that don't break down because the solid ones don't sell for very much money. When you break them down, and if they have a case, they can fit perfectly in a tube. But I just don't know what mark or where they're going to sell better than others. Let's see. Jennifer Fred, a good price on Brooks Rebel 3. Comps are kind of conflicting. Some sold for 30, some sold for 50 or 60.
Yeah, just list higher and then take offers.
Or some sold for 30, but some are listed for 50 or 60. I mean, in my opinion, and again, I'll let Drew chime in with some more expertise, but like I would go with this. I would go lean on the side for what's selling, not what's listed, in my opinion. What do you think, Drew?
I'm usually a list high and take offers kind of guy. But it just depends on if you're trying to move the inventory or not. You know, if there's some listed for 50 and 60 and they're not selling, and the only thing that's selling is for 30, then list yours for $39.99 and they'll probably sell. But if everybody's listing at 50 to 60, you could probably list at $49.99 or $39.99 and expect yours to sell pretty quickly if everybody else is listed higher. But if there's tons of solds, the sell-through rate is really good, then, you know, list them high and shoot for the moon.
Hey, Annie, how are you doing? Thanks for coming by. Like people selling TI-84s consistently, but paying $20 to $30 for them. Yeah, that's another thing too, is like, yeah, if you can I've found 2 TI calculators, and both of them, the store wanted $6.99 for them, and they were only selling for $15. Like I haven't found any of like these sell for $100 graphing calculators, but I'm assuming that a lot of people, if they do find a lot of them, that they are paying up for them.
I never find TI-84s. I swear, I never, not even on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Orlando's crazy, man. People are always complaining on lives and in YouTube comments like, you would never make it in Indiana if you came here because the thrifting is so bad. I'm like, listen, Orlando is insane. Show me where another thrift store is selling Jimmy Choo shoes for $250, you know, and Jordans without the insoles for $60.
Yeah, I think I think honestly, every time I've seen you go out to a thrift store, you at least have a handful of those postings of like, and then I'm sure it's only, again, a handful that you decided to take a picture of like, look at these crazy, like, I don't, like, every now and again I do, like, it's funny, I have like there's this one store here in Vegas that I go to, not regularly, but every now and again, and for 3 months in a row, their shoe racks have been the same shoes because they're priced at $49.99. And they're all Ross cleats. So I've been updating on my Instagram.
I saw that post.
Still there. But yeah. Okay, Jen has 4 different sets.
It's really just getting bad at this point. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, my Goodwill in Apopka, the one that's like a mile away from my house, the employees blatantly admitted to me that the manager will not let them put anything video game related out in the store because they put it on shopgoodwill.com.
Oh, yeah. I remember you were saying that.
You know, so it's like, and then on top of that, you know, I did, you know, like I have no problem paying up for stuff if it's going to sell. Like,
yeah,
like those On Clouds I picked up on my Instagram story, I paid $40 for them, but I have them listed for $100. I feel like they'll sell relatively soon. If they don't, I'll lower the price. I should still be able to double my money on them. But in an area like Orlando, when thrifting is starting to get extremely expensive at most thrift stores, and competitive, where it's most Goodwills, specifically Goodwill, I walk in, I barely walk away with anything unless I like hit a lick when I walk in and they just restocked or something. I'm not walking away with huge hauls like Tim Osborne to thrift, you know? So I'm being, like you said, very picky with what I'm buying, but I'm also being more open to paying up for stuff where the comps are there. I'm, you know, in my Instagram story, I shared that those encyclopedias, they were asking $400 at the thrift store for some encyclopedias. I'm like, okay, yeah, these are like $100 encyclopedias, so no, it's not worth it. But I'm more than happy to pay $40 to $50 for a pair of Vapor Max that I know will sell for $150 in 2 days. even though $40 is unreal for a pair of shoes at a thrift store that were donated, you know, but I'll still pay $40 for a pair of Vapor Max because I know they will sell.
Yeah, I did. Actually, I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately just because it's been pretty crazy. That's what I was talking. I don't know if you saw it. Like I'm currently, because I was talking about the real estate market. So like recently, actually this last weekend, my wife and I, we've been talking about it for a while, but we decided to list. We're going to be listing our house and buying a newer, nicer house in an area that we want to be in here in Vegas. So we're going through that right now. So it's taking up a lot of time. So I don't have a lot of time to record and do all that. But one of my videos, more recent videos, I talked about basically the double my money threshold. Like I now have it in my head. Okay, like what is like where am I willing to either pay something that's going to double my money or even less than double? Like I don't mind paying $50 for something if I'm going to sell it for $90 because that's a $40 profit. But I'm not going to buy something for $5 that's going to sell for $9, even though it's the same percentage or ratio. It just doesn't make sense. So like, okay, I'm willing to spend like $15 if I'm going to double my money, but that's kind of it. Like when I'm spending $10 for something, I need to be tripling my money. If I'm spending,
I agree.
If I like, and almost now I'm kind of at that point where like, I don't want to sell a lot of stuff for less than like $20.
Yep.
So like, again, if it's a dollar item, it needs to be, 20x profit. If it's $2, it needs to be 10. If it's $5, it needs to be it needs to sell for 4 times, but 20 is that number. But I'm not going to spend 15 to make 20. So once I get to 10,
right.
At 10, if I'm putting out a $10 buy cost, I'm expecting a $30, return on that.
Right. I agree 100%. Like the only time I will buy something to sell for less than $20 is if I'm getting it at the bins and I'm paying $1 for it.
Yes. That's totally worth it. And it's funny. I say that as I'm about to list something that I paid $1 for, but it'll probably only sell for 10.
So that's okay. And the only other time that I'm okay with that in my business model is if I buy like a wholesale bundle. So like most of the time when you buy wholesale, especially if it's from other people, you're mostly buying for specific items that will sell to cover your cost of the box. So yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, you shouldn't be just buying this at a thrift store for 99 cents because it's going to sell for $8.99 free shipping.
Yeah.
But if you buy a video game lot off Facebook Marketplace and this is in it, you can either sell this for $8.99 and make some free money because it was in the bundle, or you can add this to a Nintendo 64 to make that Nintendo 64 bundle more valuable on eBay.
Exactly. And something like this too, it's like, okay, this is also different than like, hey, I'm going to spend $1 on this. I opened it up, checked the discs, everything's good. I'm literally going to drop this into a padded envelope and ship it out. Versus like, I'm going to buy a pair of shoes that now I have to spend 20 minutes cleaning and I have to add, I have to use the shipping is going to be more. So it's like, there is a value in that of like, if it's 5 minutes of your time, like, hey, if you make $5 for 5 minutes of your time, you're that's still $30 an hour kind of thing. Like that's okay. Like that's reasonable. But if there's a lot of effort that's put into it, and and like Tommy said, that's how I've been, and that's how I look at this is like, I want, for the time that I'm investing, because obviously for me, it's a hobby. It's time that I'm using for that throughout the week. Like it needs to be work. It needs to, I need to get the enjoyment out of it for one, because if I don't, like, there's no reason for me to do it. But B, I do need to also see that value, and like, because I'm spending a limited amount of time, like I'm going to go for specific things that I know are going to increase my value. Like, I don't spend a lot of time in stores, like live researching items unless I see something that's super unique, just because like, I don't have that time. Like I'm trying to get in and out of a store in 20, 30 minutes. If you ask my wife, it's an hour and a half, but, but I'm trying to get out of there quickly. So I don't have a lot of time to just stand there and go. And same thing with like racks and racks. So for me, like there's certain things that I just look for. Like it's easy for me to scan through jeans because I can look down the aisle and see the tags and go, okay, I know what I'm looking for there. The longest thing, the most time I spend, just because I've found that I enjoy it, is looking for vintage shirts. Because you do have to kind of like go through and look at sleeves and look at, tags and stuff. But shoes I can go through pretty quickly. And again, it's an ROI on the time that I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the really good thing about you is like you kind of have already figured out in the beginning of your reselling journey, like everything's calculated, which I think is awesome because a lot of people start and they just start buying anything and they go, oh, Sony is a good brand, so I'll just buy anything that says Sony on it. And then it's like, no, you don't realize that not all handy cams are created equal. Some sell for 100, some sell for 10, you know? And so when you have limited time, like you learn faster, but it's everything you're saying is spot on. And it's like, it's really going to propel you to, if you get to a place where you end up wanting to do this full time, you're going to be so good at it because you're taking calculated, what's the word? Calculated
risks.
Well, not risk. You're making calculated choices based on when you go into a thrift store. Like you said, you have limited time. So, scan the shoes, look for Brooks, look for Ultra, look for Hoka. If you see a brand.
Pots and pans. I kind of have that list. Like even today, like I go through, I know where and that's the thing. Like I know where I'm going to go in each store because I know what I'm looking for. Like I don't spend a lot of time wandering. Which again, because that's just me. Again, if I was going to be doing this full time, okay, then I would dive into research. And truth be told, like, I fully admit this. The only reason I even do that is because I've spent time, and that I do think that there is valuable, especially in the beginning, and even longer. That more so now. It's just for enjoyment and connection. But I still do learn a lot. But I spend time before I even go out. Like before I went out and started recently, I spent time watching. Content, watching Hustle and Hooks, watching Josh, watching like content of people reselling, watching what sold, and like looking at the trends in those, and taking that and realizing, okay, how can I like use that for my model? And for me, it's looking at specific things that are very easily like visually scanned. So like the great thing, like I pick up Revereware because I can look down the pots and pans aisle and spot the handles. So I'm like, okay, boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Like today when I was in the store, like literally it was 50% off day, and I was going to post about it on Instagram. Like I found 8 pieces of Revereware on 50% off day, like super awesome. And it's easy for me because I can go through and I can really quickly go, okay, I know that's the handle. That's the because it's visual now. But I've learned that I didn't just come that way, but that's why I do think there is a lot of value in like the reseller content that's put out there, because you can learn so much, from just watching people. And again, for me, it's different because I have a little bit of advantage because I come from like an operational, like analytical background in my actual career. So like I understand like ROI, I understand how to break down revenue, I understand like how to do all that. So I have that advantage. But for people who don't, like that's what they should be looking into is like, especially if they do want to do this, if they're saying, hey, like this is something that I want to do. I want to work for myself. I want to own my own business. I want to be, somebody that's selling. You need to start understanding your numbers and really breaking it down, because it's really easy to get lost in, like you said, especially on Instagram, where a lot of things are not fake, but they're put out there in a way where there's no explanation. Somebody puts out a $90,000 90-day total that looks amazing until you find out that they spent 60 to make 90, minus their 13% fees, they take home 28,000.
Yep.
Or whatever it is, or what it is. So there's you need to understand how all that works.
Yep, 100%, man. I couldn't agree with you more.
Spent a few hours on pots and pans this week. I can tell you that will be one of the last times pots and pans will be thrifted. So that's sources as well. Yeah, and I mean, there's certain things like again, when you look at your time and investment and different things, like the way like I'm doing it now, and I'm at the point now where I need to break it down because I know what I have. So like for me, like I'm building out full sets. Like I know when I'm going for Revereware, like I pick up most Revereware that I find because I'm trying to build out like a 10-piece set,
right?
And sell that rather than individual pieces. And so that way, what I'm going to do is I'm breaking out the set. Then I'll spend the hour going through and like barkeepers friending everything, getting it all polished up and listed, because I know that a 10-piece set is going to sell for $200 or whatever it is.
Right.
For me, that's more value, but but you do have to be picky about what you're getting. Like if you find something good, like I found an all-clad, which I've only ever found one of. I found an all-clad frying pan sold for $70 plus shipping, and I barely had to clean the thing. It was beautiful. But those aren't like everyday finds. So it is tough if you don't know exactly what you're looking for to then spend, like you said, a few hours and going through.
Yep. No, I couldn't agree with you more. And it's just it the best thing that, in my opinion, that someone can do that is in your position or part-time, doing it as a side hobby, is to look at the people that are consistently selling stuff and sharing bolos that are easy to find. Like,
Yeah.
it's nice to learn about new stuff like vintage pottery or glassware or something that can make a lot of money, but it's not easy to spot, like you said. But people that are sharing bolos like Brooks, on Cloud, Hoka, whatever, Hustlin' Hooks' pots and pans video is doing really well, and right now there's so much information out there with people teaching about Lululemon or whatever, like to look for the logo, or to look for single stitching and made in the USA tags for vintage. Like, those are the people that are going to help part-timers and small resellers.
Yep.
Who are doing it for a hobby or to make extra money while they work a job, because those people can watch those videos and say,
Yeah.
oh, I know I can look for, next time I'm at a thrift store, I can look for We Party because it's, a $50 game. It's easier to scan video games and look We Party, Rock Band,
Yep.
NCAA, whatever, and to know titles faster than to know, certain, brands of men's sports coats and blazers.
Yeah.
It's just easier to spot. So someone with less time like you can walk in, go to a DVD section or video game section and look and know that, Rock Band, one Rock Band game or Guitar Hero game, like some of them are rare, like the Metallica one, Guitar Hero Metallica for PlayStation 2 sells for like $30 to $40.
Yeah.
But Guitar Hero 2 sells for like $5.99.
Exactly.
But if you know to look for Metallica while you're in a thrift store, because it's a quick search, those are the videos that are definitely going to help.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I'm the first to admit, like, if I were to take a camera, I mean, to take a camera and go thrifting, but if I were to like talk through a thrifting, like, it's funny, we've all joked about it before, but it's like it would be a very, very small amount of my items that I'm picking up that I wouldn't be able to be like, all right, I found some Brooks, shout out Drew, Profit Monsters. All right, I found some Revere Wire, shout out Adine and Melinda, Hustlin' Hooks. All right, I found these over here, like, I found these video games, shout out the, like, it's
right.
I would be lying if I said that probably 99% of the items that I pick up, and again, especially for me, who's very still in the bigger scheme of things, very new to this. I only started reselling last October. I'm less than a year in. So it's very, like, for me, it's very obvious, or not very obvious, but it's more than likely that I'm finding a lot of my information from the people that I've found in the circle of reselling. So, like, I'm the first to admit that, of like, hey, I'm picking up these things because I watched these people do it and I saw that it was good. Like, now, like, I can't help it. When I walk by the cords, I'm looking for those roasting pan thermometers from Tim, like, because I was like, and those are those things, because it's like, and that's that easy thing, because I'll pick it up for $1 and I know it's going to sell for $20, even though it's going to sell for like $20 free shipping or like included shipping. I'm like, okay, like, I know, and that's, again, I can quickly scan. I can go row, 20 seconds, none there, or okay, cool, got one, and then on to the next thing. And it's because I watched a video and it was like, hey, look at this. This is the item that I found. This is what it's selling for. These are the comps. Look at the sell-through rate. Look at all these things. You can see that this is an item that if you pick up, it's probably going to sell pretty well for you. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I will remember that and go do it.
Right.
Found I'm guessing GameStop, but the guy was clearing out CDs after transferring to a hard. Oh, maybe not. Or picked up some great stuff. Lots worth $20 or $40, $150 discs for $130. Nice. 24 karat gold CDs. Yeah, those are the good ones. Not plated. You got to get the solid golds. All right, let me get this item listed. Let me sell one like this. Yeah, this is an old school, original Unreal Tournament PC game.
Nice.
It's gonna sell probably like, I mean, not I paid $1 for it. It's probably gonna sell for like 15 plus like $2.99 shipping. So nothing crazy. But it was funny, like, because I was, and again, I was talking with like, I was watching Cheap Find, like Corbin and Amy, and they were on Phoenix resale, and I'm like, okay, I had the games in my mind, and usually I kind of walk right by because Vegas usually isn't good for games, and they're usually pretty expensive here. So I don't even check because it's. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check. I was like, okay, cool. I found this thing because it was in my mind because I was like, I had just watched a video, and so there's definitely a lot of good, like, especially as you're learning and getting not necessarily a niche, but getting like figuring out what's going to like round out, because at a certain point you just can't, there's not enough time for you to like go do new, like go get new things or go kind of change where you're at. So, but sometimes every now and again you can be like, okay, I have an extra minute. What what have I learned recently? Let me go try to look for that, which has been helpful. This one isn't.
Oh shoot! I forgot to edit the description. Dang it! There we go. Forgot to put the measurements in. I hate when eBay makes me put in my zip code on each listing. Like, it just does that randomly sometimes.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yep. Yeah, I was really sad because I was at a garage sale a couple weeks ago, and I found StarCraft and StarCraft Brood War, like the original game CDs. And I opened it up and the CD wasn't in there. And I was like, oh man, like, it's a bolo. It sells for pretty good. But I was going to keep it for myself because that's a throwback for me.
Yeah.
I was so sad though. So sad. And I asked the guy, I was like, can you please go look in your house for it? And he's like, I'll ask my wife, but she probably doesn't know.
Oh, tell me you weren't. Okay, yeah, I didn't know about 24 karat gold CDs. Nice. Love Unreal Tournament. We used to have LAN. Yeah, there you go. LAN parties back in the day.
Yes, sir. Halo 2, baby.
Running on that dial-up. Killing it.
I used to have LAN parties with Halo 2 on the original Xbox. That was our thing.
Oh, yeah. Definitely did that. Oh, okay. Def Leppard, Queen, Joshua Tree. Nice. Yeah, there's some good. I have like, I don't know. So like, I grew up, like, my first console was a PS1, so that's always what I kind of think back to. I was like a big like RPG player on PS1.
Nice.
Like, I still have one of the, and I'll probably never sell it. I don't know if I'll ever even be able to play it again. But I still have my Brave Fencer Musashi, which is a PS1, like an old school PS1 RPG, and in the case is the original demo disc when PlayStation used to give you a demo of a new game coming for Final Fantasy VIII.
Wow. Anything Final Fantasy is good too.
Yeah. I have my original Final Fantasy IX. I think I have my original Final Fantasy VII stuff. But yeah, PlayStation 1 does really well. PlayStation 2 games are doing really good right now. I haven't found a single GameCube, because I know GameCubes, like, it's people are really picking up on the nostalgia from GameCube right now.
Dude, GameCube is insane, man.
I haven't found a single GameCube game.
I think the last time I found a GameCube game was that Instagram post where I found the GameCube at the thrift store.
Oh yeah.
And it came with Mario Kart Double Dash and Super Smash Brothers, I think. But they were asking like $125 for the GameCube, and I just asked the manager. It wasn't a Goodwill. It was like a mom and pop thrift store, and I was like, or not a mom and pop. It was like one of those like pet rescue thrift stores, you know.
Oh, okay.
And so they were asking $125, and I was like, I don't want to offend you, but you guys take $75 for it. And she's like, okay. So, and then I sold Mario Kart for $70. So kind of
nice. That's the way to do it.
Oh, Doom. Oh, the original Doom on computer. Yes.
See, so Jen, I couldn't get into X. I couldn't get into 10 mainly because of the whole Blitzball thing. Like, I just couldn't get into it. I think
I
it's
thought football
Blitzball.
was kind of cool.
It was cool, but it was just like I feel like they made so much of the game around like I feel like they spent too much time building that out. I didn't like 10-2. I actually it's kind of not controversial. Like I actually enjoy 9. 9 is just like a fun like it's not serious at all, but it's just like fun. It's got some fun characters in it. 9's really fun. But I really enjoy probably like as like a combination of all those and the Disney stuff. Kingdom Hearts are some of my favorite games that have ever been put out. I don't know if you've ever played them, Drew, but if you haven't played Kingdom Hearts, I would highly recommend it.
I never played it, but I had a friend who helped develop it.
Yeah, it's like it's such a like for me, especially growing up with Final Fantasy games and SquareSoft and well now Square Enix, and like I'm from Southern California, like going to Disney and like having those two things combined in such, in my opinion, like a really amazing way. I love the Kingdom Hearts games; they're so good, and the story and everything is there. But I remember playing the original Doom on 3 floppy disks. Nice.
I mean, I've been listing, but I'm just.
I know. Yeah, me too. I got 4 done. Again, my guarantee is 1 per hour on the stream. That's what
I'm just showing so people don't think I'm like fooling around on my phone.
No. And Drew, we know if you're in that room, you're listing. whether you're on a live or not. If you're sitting in that room, there's listing happening. I got FF7 with Leroy on Saturday for PS1 for $2. Nice. Yeah, they made a lot of like if you can get a sealed one, it's going to be really good. It's not going to be too crazy. The Brave Fencer Musashi that I have, I think, is about a $90 game, $80 or $90. Wombo combo.
I just got a $20 offer on that Lululemon shirt I just listed. I just got a $20 offer on it.
What do you have it listed for?
$39.99 free shipping.
Oh yeah.
I may be a little high on it for used, but it's clean. So, I mean, I would take an offer, but not $20.
Yeah, they do. All the Final Fantasy games have really, really good soundtracks. I still have my Legend of Dragoon for PS1. I know I have my Chrono Trigger somewhere.
Wow, Maricela found Animal Crossing for the GameCube today. That's crazy.
Ooh,
that's a good one. That's a big bowl. That's like $100 right there, I think.
Yeah. See, I'm waiting. I'm also keeping on the lookout because I feel like the next, if it's GameCube right now, the next nostalgia is going to be Dreamcast. So I'm keeping my eye out for some Dreamcast stuff because I know.
I love Dreamcast.
Dreamcast was another one that wasn't received well. They didn't mass produce a lot of stuff. So eventually, it's going to hit that nostalgia meter, like the GameCube is right now. Just as my first game for the night.
I used to play this game on Dreamcast with my brother for literally days, called Phantasy Star Online.
Oh yeah,
dude, Phantasy Star. That was like one of the first games with Dreamcast that you could play online with other people.
Yeah.
And dude, my brother and I would literally sit in his room for days on the weekends, like, and just play. It was crazy. It was crazy, man. I used to love that game so much.
Jennifer Frederick sold her GameCube collection for $1,200, but it was worth like $4,000. Why didn't you hold out? Are you just trying to get rid of it all? Just get it all in one shot?
Oh, Jennifer, that's so sad.
That's like people who sold their houses back in November, looking at housing prices right now.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. Like that's what like
people who sold their Dogecoin when it went to 10 cents and now it's at 40.
I don't know. I'm staying away from that right now. There's just too much. There's too much with cryptos that I haven't gotten into it yet. Still, you still haven't sold it all, John. That's good. Oh, okay. Oh, so you started. Okay, so I get. Now it makes sense. Okay, so you're selling it. You've got $1,200 in one day so far, but you're hopefully going to be getting more. Okay. You're up to like 1,800 in sales now. Okay, that's awesome. That's really good. Oil bar offers is part of the deal. Counter offer would be nice. Yeah. Yeah, Drew's the king of counter offers. We know that for sure. All right, so next up, I found I don't even know why. Like I just randomly happened to see this tag like on this shirt, and I was like, okay, I need to pick that up, even though it's an undershirt. But I just that I don't know if it'll pop up on camera. But we got old school Fruit of the Loom, made in USA. It's an undershirt, but it should still sell for like 15 to 20 bucks. Paid $1 for it, and I was like, okay, getting with the vintage undershirts there. Doing some listing on Facebook Marketplace. Nice. Tried to buy a video game store Saturday. Dang, Tommy, making moves. The guy was hurting for money. I needed a day to get the truck and get there. He wouldn't even take half down to hold it. It was gone in hours. I was in tears. Oh, he wouldn't even take half down here is what you're saying? That's a bummer. That would have been like a crazy pickup there. Oh man. Yeah, that's crazy that he wouldn't have even like have taken like if you're like, hey, I got a truck, I'm gonna be coming down, like here's half the money. Man, that's kind of a bummer, big bummer. Yep. All right. So I looked this up like when I got it because I was like, okay, this is either gonna be worth nothing or it's gonna be worth like 15 or 20 bucks, and it was leaning on the $15 to $20 side. So this is Fruit of the Loom vintage single stitch undershirt. Vintage Fruit of the Loom t-shirt or undershirt. Yeah, a lot of news. Pre-owned listed. There's one listed at 42. I don't know what year this tag is. I'll see if Drew's. Maybe he's doing something. Maybe if he comes back, I'll ask Drew. Otherwise, I'll look up what year this tag is. Fruit of the Loom. Is that the same tag? It looks like the same tag. It doesn't say. Okay. No, he was hurting bad. I had Mr. Buys a lot in motion to take all the toys. We were ready to leave. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. But I mean, it sounds like you did everything you could. It sounds like you did everything. I'm gonna pop Drew down, and if he comes back in, we'll get him in there. Yeah. I don't know. Just there's no point in as long as you feel like you did everything you could. But even if you didn't, you can't change it now. You can't go back and change it. Okay. Yeah, so like these are selling. Yeah, this one sold for 20 bucks for this undershirt, which is pretty good. 8K, Greg. Estimated 50 return easily. All right, I'm hearing some. Oh, there we go. Welcome back.
Sorry, I've got a little bit of a bad headache, so I was trying to.
No apology necessary. It is all good.
Did I miss? Tommy spent $8,000 on something?
No, he tried to spend $8,000 on it. He tried to buy a whole video game store, and he offered the guy half down because it was going to take him a day to get a truck and get out there, and the guy sold it all same day because he needed all the money.
Ugh. Wow.
So that's a bummer. I'm getting ready to list a nice single stitch vintage Fruit of the Loom made in USA undershirt.
Nice.
Should sell for $15-20. Paid $1 for it. I don't even know why. Like I just happened to be like walking by and I saw I was like, that's an interesting tag. I was like, oh, that's Fruit of the Loom. That's old. Made in USA. Yep. All right. And I had that's the one thing where it's like, okay, I'm gonna look this up in the store because even though it's $1, like I don't want to spend $1 on a shirt that's worth $2. Like I'll take the 30 seconds to look this up.
Are these vintage?
So were those shirts you posted today, were those adding to the collection?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Tower of Terror stuff isn't for sale. So
yeah.
I'm building that collection. I'm like, at this point, I only have 2 left that I really want, but both of those shirts, they're literally impossible to find online. And the people who have them are selling them on Instagram Live. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So last Tuesday, one of them sold for like $425 on Instagram Live. And then the other one, sold for like $550 or something like that. And I'm just not paying that much for a vintage Tower of Terror shirt. So I'll wait. I'll be patient. Yeah.
One of them will pop up on the flea market one of these days.
Yeah, I've got just about every other graphic that they made though, between the 90s and early 2000s. So I'm pretty happy with my collection. I was telling Joey, like right here, I don't know how to do this backwards camera stuff.
Yeah, I hate that.
So
yeah.
I got this space right here, and then I've got space above. So I think I wanted three rows of shirts. And move the bottom row down, move the middle row down, and then have another row. Because I mean, I've got more than 15 Tower of Terror shirts, but that's about all I could fit on my wall. So,
yeah, Gary. There's when it comes to vintage, there's like and again, I'm not an expert in any way, shape, or form. But a lot of vintage vintage is selling right now. There's some people that really like, and like not even just vintage undershirts. There are people who buy vintage underwear. There's people who sell like I can't remember who. I know there's a couple resellers that make content about going and buying vintage underwear because it sells, like vintage like Hanes, vintage like Fruit of the Loom, will sell for decent money for like vintage underwear. Probably not in the pre-owned area, but like this vintage T-shirt, even though yes, it's just a plain white T-shirt, just because the fact that it's a vintage shirt, it's gonna sell. Like I've sold a few vintage just blank shirts, that just because they were vintage, still sell for $15 to $20. It's either the aesthetic or if somebody really likes that style or they like the older way they were made. But I think right now it's probably, what was that?
Part-Time Pickers does a lot of vintage underwear.
Oh yeah. Yes.
I've actually never found it. Like it's one of the things that I look for, but I've never found it.
I feel like I found it once, but it was like it wasn't in a package, and I just didn't I couldn't tell well enough whether it was a new or not, so I left it behind. so I left it on the shelf.
Right. The only vintage underwear I have is the stuff that the ones that Greg sent me.
I know.
Vintage boxers.
Those are bomb, man.
Dude, I'm gonna wear them. I think as just regular shorts. I might just have my my mother-in-law sew in some buttons, you know, in the fly.
Yeah, so the fly.
Yes, because it's just open, you know. There's no button at all. So I may have her like sew in a button or two, and actually wear them as shorts because I feel like I could pull them off as shorts. Like, you know, chubbies now they're like just shorter. Yeah. I feel like I could pull them off with the right outfit, and nobody would even know that they're boxers.
No, no, absolutely not.
They look like summer shorts.
You'd be totally fine wearing those. They got some of my dad's Fruit of the Loom shirts in a box. Yeah, man. Like I said, it's not gonna be crazy money. It's not gonna be like, again, there's no Instagram live auction for vintage undershirts, but and again, it might sit for, you know, a while. There's not a lot of them that are selling. But there's a few that have sold in the last 90 days, so. I just tinkle in mine in the color mix. Yeah, exactly. Just mix some coffee and some water and just dip the shirt in there, bury it outside for a couple days. It'll look real vintage.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys can have all the vintage underwear. Hey man, like some people make decent money with it. Again, I'm not the one buying it, but I'll sell it. That's the thing. Like I'm not buying it, but I'll sell it to whoever wants to. All right, almost. All right.
Oh, I'm starting to lose it here. I'm on my last listing from my list that I made earlier, front and back. I'm on the last one, so I'm just trying to bust it out, and I think I'm done for the night, and then I'm gonna do all the shoes tomorrow that I got.
Yeah, I'm actually also on my last listing, so I might wrap it up at the same time as you. But I found this vintage today. Actually a pretty cool, like I'm not a big like college sports fan, but this is a like Grambling Tigers.
Oh, that's cool.
A back hit of like the tiger jumping through the shirt.
Oh, nice.
From 1993.
Nice. That's dope. The all over the college stuff right now, like is that college, right?
Yeah.
The vintage college stuff right now is doing really, really good. Like that market with the all over print stuff, it's like what all the kids want, you know, right now that are going to college, because it's almost like those shirts were before they were born, and now those kinds of kids are in college. So it's like people are paying 50, 60,
you can't get it.
Exactly.
Yeah, this is the only bummer right there, is that the tag's ripped out.
Oh, that's fine.
I know. And that's why this is the one that I was asking about those measurements. You said medium on those measurements, right? Yeah, the 19 across.
19, yes. The length is a large. The length is a large, but the pit to pit is a 19. But
it'd be tight.
You could probably stretch it out a little bit and make it a 20 or a 21. The easiest way to stretch a shirt is to put it on, like go in the shower and put it on, and then soak it in conditioner. Put conditioner on it, and then just like stretch it out a little bit while you wear it, and put conditioner.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And the conditioner will stretch the fibers.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah. So it just depends on how much you want to stretch it, though. So.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I found some of these ones, some other vintage shirts that were selling for like 50 for this, like that are similar to this one, but I don't think they were all over. I don't think they were front and back. Let me see, Grambling. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This one sold for. Oh no, that was that's an actual like event shirt. Yeah, this one sold for 40 plus shipping. $35 plus shipping, $40 plus shipping. Yes, this whatever school this is has some Grambling State. They have some cool shirts. Like they.
I actually really like the vintage or like the colleges that are more low key. Like it's easy to find a UNC shirt or whatever, but then when you find something like a smaller town college, it makes it even more valuable.
Yeah, like look at that. Let's look at what they had in the '90s. Their mascot is the Tigers.
Dude, that's cool.
And that's like from the '90s. It was like apparently they were down with the t-shirt game early.
One of my favorite things to find is vintage Christian colleges. The crew neck sweatshirts, dude, I'm telling you guys, that's a bolo.
Oh, okay.
I find like if you find like small town Christian colleges, I can't think of a name, but let's just call it like Trinity College of Virginia or something like that. And it's like a champion reverse weave. Man, people, because those colleges are so small usually, like a couple thousand kids, people will pay $50, $60, $70 for a vintage crew neck from that college. And it's just the name on it, but since it's vintage, those are crazy, man. That's a major bolo for those of you who like to sell clothing and don't want to sell $20 pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, they got some good shirts. What is it? Where's now? I want to know before I listen. I don't know. I want to know where Grambling State is. Grambling State University.
That hat made my scalp itchy. The heck? It's like a new hat too. Maybe it's just because I've been wearing a hat all day. Maybe it wasn't the hat. I don't know.
Oh, it's in Louisiana.
That's cool.
Hence why some of the shirts were like the Bayou Classic. Like I guess they had like a sporting event or apparently like a cup or something. Yeah, this one 1999 Bayou Classic shirt sold for $78.
Nice.
All right.
I'd list that for like at least 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 50 plus shipping.
I definitely wouldn't take less than that.
Yeah, especially because it's got the front and back.
Yeah, make sure you put that in the title too, like front and back graphic or something.
Yeah.
So people know.
Oh, it says on the back of Louisiana. I should have looked there. Vintage 1993. Vintage Grambling State 1993, front and back.
Man, I'm never going to get those 2 Disney shirts that I want, those 2 Tower of Terror shirts.
Yeah. Hey man, here's the thing. At some point, there's, I know it's a lot of money, but you have to, it's I think sometimes you just got to treat yourself, Drew. But I mean, at one point you have to say like,
I'm not paying $400 for a shirt, but it's just going to be a while before I get them, I think, because they're so rare, man. Those 2 shirts are so hard to come by.
But I mean, here and that's the thing though. But like for you have to be not ready to. I know you're like you're ready to buy stuff, but it's like there is more value to it than like just the fact that it's a T-shirt when you're talking about finishing out a collection and like doing that. And it's not like you don't seem like the kind of guy who's blowing a bunch of money everywhere. So like the fact that you can say like, hey, for my what's your next birthday? 35 is gonna be your next one. Let's say 35th birthday. Hey, it's a milestone. My one gift or something like that. You can you don't have to be ashamed of doing that. Vintage marble too.
I'm just naturally cheap. Like I can't bring myself to spending $400 for a T-shirt. Like I watch some of these Instagram lives and I'm like, how on earth does somebody drop $1,600 for a Tupac rap tee. Like the amount of stuff I could do with $1,600. Like I'm doing well, you know what I mean? Like I'm making money. I have money in my savings. You know, I don't have $300,000, $500,000 in the bank from reselling, but I'm doing well.
Yeah.
But I've always just been naturally cheap. Like, you know, I just
but
don't
I think the other thing too is like when you can, if you change, so that's the one thing like I would recommend with stuff like that. Like I would change your mind, especially with like that individual piece or like, you know, one of those two. Like at some point you do have to remember, and I'm not trying to like be condescending, is like you know, it's at that point, at some point it's not a t-shirt anymore. It's a display piece. You're going to like when you're looking at your wall, like how much is that shirt value to you of you looking at your wall and not seeing it missing? Not like, and think of it that way instead of like, man, it's a t-shirt. Like it's something I wear. And it's like for me, if I had a wall like that and there was a piece missing on it, every time I look at that wall, I'm going to think about that missing piece. How much is that space in your brain worth?
Yep. I agree. But
I'm not saying go on right now.
I'm not tripping over it because for me, it's kind of like the fun for me in building this Tower of Terror collection, because I've never really collected anything in my entire life. The fun for me with this collection is finding good deals. Like there hasn't been one shirt that I've paid more than $100 for. The most expensive one I paid was $80.
And for the shirts that you have, that's saying that. So what you're saying is you've already saved $400 on the shirts that
you could say that, but I think the thrill for me is partly the hunt, you know, finding them for good deals across different platforms, and then just being patient for them. No, Greg, to answer your question, people wear them. It's nuts. The vintage Instagram community is just nuts, man. Like the Genie shirt that sold for $6,000 and a Fuji's wrap tee sold for 6.1K. And there's like confirmed payments. I'm trying to pull up the Tower of Terror tee that I'm missing. There's a guy on Instagram that had a picture of it. So
Greg also thinks you should keep the overalls to wear while mowing your lawn. Just the overalls, though. Let's see.
Dang, where is that shirt on his page? I must have scanned right past it.
Tommy says he loves you more for that being your vice right now. Instead of trying to like upgrade your man cave, you're getting those Disney shirts. I dig it too, man.
I'm not really into like materialistic things. Like I drive a 2002 Honda Civic. You know, it only has like 55,000 original miles on it now, but nice. I got it when it had 39,000 original miles on it. But I mean, the paint's fading. One of the windows doesn't work. You know, but it gets good gas mileage and it gets me around thrifting. But like, I just don't need nice things to make me happy. Like if my family and my kids have what they need and I'm able to give them a better life because of it, that's ultimately what fulfills me. Materialistic things, like it would be nice to have a nice lifted truck or something like that, but I don't need it to be happy, you know. But finding the Disney shirts makes me happy. So this is one of them right here.
Oh, that one's cool.
Let me see if I can get it to focus.
With all the hats flying out. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you look closely, it's like the elevator like going down, and it's like you can see the hats get smaller and smaller as it goes down the elevator.
That's a cool shirt.
That's one that I'm missing that's selling for like over 400 right now. And then the other one I don't really care too much about. The one with the hats is the one that like I'm really real cool. Like I really want that one. And then the other one that I'm missing is it's like got all the characters and they're like floating in space. I'm trying to see if I can find it.
Like is it supposed to be like that, you know, when you go up and there's the reflection? Is it supposed to be like the mirror or
no, it's
Hey Topher, thanks for coming in, man.
What up, Topher? What's up, buddy?
Gold.
Love that guy. Let me see if I can find this shirt real quick. Okay, so this is another one that I don't have, but this one's selling for like 400 to 500 as well.
Oh, that one's.
So
That's
that
like
one,
they went super Twilight Zone with that one. That's cool.
yeah. So that one I don't care about as much. But it is one that I don't have. So I guess technically, I mean, I don't know how many there are in my collection that I don't have, but the main ones are the ones with the hats floating, like I just showed you, and then where's the other one? If you guys aren't following Ryan All American Vintage on Instagram and you want to learn about vintage Disney stuff, he's got one of the best curated pages for vintage Disney stuff, in my opinion. Whoops. I can't find the other shirt. It's so rare you can't even find people posting about it on Instagram.
Oh crap. Okay, I don't know what brand shirt this is, but because the tag is missing, but I'm just gonna go with Ear Sportswear and Designs. Okay.
Dang, man, I don't even know who has it at the moment, but there's another one, and it's like, all the characters are kind of like floating in space.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's a cool one.
the hats one is probably
that one's awesome. I really dig that one. Then I think I also think that like I like the colors that they've used for a lot of the Tower of Terror, like the purple with the teal and the black, like that combination that's on like the shirts. I realize that I'm putting my mouse over the shirts behind you here, and nobody else can see that. I'm like the shirts that are like in the shirt and the hat that you have. Like I like that like color pattern.
Yeah, I like that color scheme too. I think it's pretty cool. It's given me something to kind of like motivate me, to, I guess you could say, like keep listing and keep working, as like I reward myself with with vintage Disney shirts now, I guess you could say.
Tommy says someone has the vintage one for $10 here.
What does that mean?
All the Mickey ears floating. Where are you talking about, Tommy? Where's here?
Like on Facebook Marketplace or something? Buy it right now and I'll buy it from you for I give you $50 for it if it's the same one.
Buy it now.
Send me a link on Instagram or something and I'll buy it from him. There's no way. There's no way. I don't believe it.
It's gonna be screen printed. No, I'm kidding. Tommy says yes. Mickey ears floating.
Dude, send me a DM. Send me a picture, a screenshot, a something, so I can go. If it's on Facebook, I'll go buy it right now. There's no way.
Anti-cast iron pans. There you go. Dude, if we find you this shirt right now, that'd be awesome.
There's no way. I'm on Facebook Marketplace right now and I don't see it.
Look in Delaware.
Well, I have shipping option available unless it's a local pickup only. If it's a local pickup only, I won't see it. But if there's shipping option available, I should be able to see it. What's the title? Tommy's got to be playing with me.
Is he messing with you?
I don't know. Tommy, send me a picture. Send me a link. Send me something. Don't be getting me all hyped up at 1:30 in the morning for it to be not. I'd be thoroughly disappointed.
Wow, even like the Tower of Terror towel. Like somebody has a Tower of Terror towel. Or no, it's a robe. Disney Tower of Terror robe. $225.
Show me.
Oh, no, I think it's no, never mind. It's not. It's the actual Hollywood Tower Hotel, which is a real hotel. Somebody's listing the rose, but listing it as a Disney Tower of Terror one. It's a real hotel that exists in LA. Somebody's just trying to sell the robe.
Dude, it's the shirt. What the heck?
Is it local and is it local only?
It's local only.
Tommy, looks like you got an errand to run.
Tommy, please. What are the chances that you have that exact same shirt that I've been looking for? And how is it not sold? What I'm shook. I'm shook.
We're shook.
Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania, listed 2 days ago. I don't even care if it's not my size. I just need it for my collection.
You need it for the wall.
I'm like nervously shaking right now. This is crazy.
Awesome. You need to get this shirt.
Tommy, please. Please. Yeah, that's a good tag. Oh my gosh, I'm like freaking out right now.
Oh, I found it. Dude, that's the shirt.
How'd you find it? He said it's local only.
Yeah, no, I changed my location to Delaware and put a 100-mile radius and picked local only.
It's 87 miles.
Gilbertsville, okay. Pennsylvania. It's 87 miles from you?
No, it's 87 miles from Tommy.
Oh, okay. I mean, reach out to the seller. I found the listing. You want me to forward you the link?
Sure.
Let me see if I can share.
Dude, this is nuts.
All right, I'm gonna send the. I don't know if I hope it'll work. So we're not friends on it's Facebook link.
I have some friends in Pennsylvania that might.
All right, I just sent you the link. $10. It's a medium.
Dude, there's no way. Tommy, did you message him? Because David sent me the link. Did you already message him? If not, I'll message him.
Dude, that's crazy.
Wow, Tommy. That is insane.
Tommy coming in clutch.
I can't believe that you just happened to Facebook's type that.
and it was posted 2 days ago.
It's the one I'm missing in my collection that I'm dying to have. I don't care if it's a medium.
Dude, that's crazy. You need to get this shirt.
Dude, I just messaged him. I can't believe it.
You want to put some more miles on your card, Drew?
I'm about to fly. I'm about to buy it and fly to Pennsylvania just to buy the shirt, and then I'll go thrifting. It's Gilbertsville, Pennsylvania.
So I think that's a video. I think that's a video right there, Drew. That's some content.
Flying to Pennsylvania for a vintage Disney shirt. Yo, what the heck? I'm so happy. I just hope that it's still available.
Yeah, if anybody else nobody else message them. Nobody say, hey, just Drew's got it. He's got the link. That's a good point. We don't need to hey, sell this shirt to this guy. Hey, that's awesome.
It's going to be too late for him to respond tonight, though. No, I'm not going to be able to sleep.
Dude, that's awesome.
Dude, I've got to have this shirt. Tommy, I've got to have this shirt. My gosh. Now I'm wired. I'm not going to be able to go to sleep. I'm going to have to start doing some more listings because I'm staying up all night until this guy responds to me. I gotta go look at his Facebook profile and see if he even uses Facebook enough to respond.
I don't know. Yeah, he's probably asleep.
My gosh, I gotta have this shirt.
Seeing as it's 1:30 in the morning.
He's got a Chevy Classic for sale for $9,000, so he uses Facebook.
There you go.
He's got quite a few listings. So
apparently not enough to research how much a shirt is going for.
Well, a lot of people don't know about Instagram, but
yeah, that's true.
Regardless, it won't ever be for sale. He's got some shoes, he's got some signs, some other t-shirts, but not Disney stuff.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Dude, Tommy,
I got my fingers crossed for you.
Thank you so much just even for looking. Like, that means a lot to me. That you would scroll Facebook Marketplace for me. A 31-year-old man looking for Disney shirts. No, I message him right away as soon as I see something I want. That way he wakes up in the morning and has that notification.
Yeah. 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 No, I don't think they're looking at what time.
I mean, you also got to consider time zones.
Yeah, and if he's asleep, if a Facebook notification is going to wake him up, he doesn't deserve to sleep. Oh, that's awesome, man. You got to keep us posted in the morning. All right, what else we got?
Yeah, I don't think there's any etiquette with Facebook Messenger as long as you don't just be the guy that says, "Is this still available?"
Yeah.
Really, like, so the message I sent him was, I said, "Hey, Kenneth, is the shirt still available? Would you consider shipping it if I pay for the shipping to Florida? If not, I have a friend who lives close enough to Pennsylvania who would pick it up, but I would greatly appreciate it if you would consider shipping it."
Nice.
So we will see what he says, hopefully in the morning. But that shirt is I don't know why, it's just very hard to find. And that's crazy that the one shirt that I showed on your video, like, think of how small the world is right now.
Yeah.
The one shirt that I'm missing from my collection that I'm like dying to have, someone in this live looked it up and found it. That's crazy. Like, you can't, it's not on eBay. It's not on Depop. It's not on Poshmark. It's not on Grailed. It's not on Etsy. It's not on Mercari. Like, I look on all those platforms. It's not there.
Well, also the fact that it's not only that, but it's a local pickup in like that 50 mile, whatever radius that is. Because it doesn't, that won't come up if you just search. Not only do you have to search, like, you have to search local pickup and put the map in that radius.
Yeah, Tommy, so the one you just sent me, I have it right here in gray. It's just faded. It's a cool shirt, though. I didn't pay
Yeah,
$75 for it.
Credit also goes to Kimmy for asking you to show what it looks like.
Yes. Shout out Kimmy.
Shout out Kimmy Cozart here for showing it on there.
All right,
that's
now
awesome.
I gotta do a listing. I'm freaking hyped, man. I really want him to.
Dude, yeah.
Like, that's such a good feeling. I really hope he still has it.
Yeah, well, again, there's got to be a very That's the thing. There must be a very specific. There's not. I mean, I'm sure there's a decent amount, but it's a very specific group of people looking for that shirt. So
there's really nobody specifically looking for that exact shirt. But when they pop up on Instagram right now, like they're hyped because they're very hard to find.
Yeah.
But it still wouldn't sell. I guarantee you, it won't sell for what the other ones are selling for, because the ones that are selling for top dollar are usually size XL.
Yeah.
So a size medium shirt will probably sell for half as much as what the XL would sell for, because it's not going to fit as many people. So, like, the true grail is an XL, but for my collection, it's any size as long as it's that graphic.
Yeah. And you wear a large, right? You could probably stretch if you wanted to wear it.
I can fit a medium or a large depending on the fit, but
so if you wanted to wear it, you could stretch it if you need to.
I could stretch it as a medium, because it looks like it's pretty thin as far as the.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it was heavily worn.
No, it looks good.
Yeah, that's a good one there. All right, Drew, I need you to help me with a dilemma.
Dude,
so here's my dilemma, Drew.
Uh-oh.
Because again, I'm willing to admit when I was wrong, but I also, like we talked about earlier, like I watch people, so I was like, hey, I watch a lot of I follow Drew Profit Monsters. Drew likes to talk about Rock Band guitars. So I see good price Rock Band guitars, and I was like, yeah, let me pick up a couple of those. I picked them for like $3, and then I realized I don't own Rock Band, I don't own the consoles, and I can't test them. So I was thinking. So do you think that are they going to sell like if I have like 3 of them, if I put them up like a lot of 3 for like $30, I'm not looking to make obviously what I would make reselling, but do you find that these sell decently on like Facebook Marketplace if I just threw up like 3 of them that aren't matched? Like, is there somebody else? Like, is somebody going to grab them, or should I list them like individually untested?
So you can sell them as untested, but you can also test them with the computer, just like Tommy said. But you have to have the dongle. So if you have the dongle that goes with it, you just plug that in and you just type in USB game. But you can sell it untested as long as you put batteries in it and it powers on. You can sell.
Yeah, they've all turned on.
You can sell it. You can sell it for that. Is that which model is that for?
Well, I have like 3 of them. This one I just happen to pick up. This one
is it Wii or PlayStation? There's a little button on the front. If it has like the Rock Band logo on the front or the PlayStation logo on the little power button.
Rock Band logo.
That's for Nintendo Wii then. So that one should still sell for like $40 untested.
Okay.
Free shipping though, $40 free shipping, but it'll cost you probably about $10 to $12 to ship. But you can sell those all day. So.
Okay. Sounds good. That's what I realized, because I was like, hey, that's, again, something very easy that I can visually spot from like 10 feet away of like, oh, that's a Rock Band guitar. Drew sells these all the time. They're like $50. And then I ended up with 3 of them, and then I'm like, I don't know how to test these.
If I can get my drawer open.
Hey, Miss Taffy, thanks for coming in.
I think I have the matching dongle for your guitar right here. So what you would do is you would just plug this into the computer and then go to the search bar on your desktop and type in like USB, and it'll come up as like video game USB tester or whatever. And then this should light on. Then you can sync it directly to the guitar and press all the buttons, and they'll show you. Tim Osborne the Thrift has a step-by-step video how to do this. It's like a 2-minute video.
Oh yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, I just realized this one kind of makes a little bit of a sound when I shake it.
That's okay. They all do. It's just broken plastic. It's not anything that should damage the guitar.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a spring.
It's probably the spring for the whammy bar. Is the whammy bar broken?
No.
Okay, well. Yep. Indie Glockman's right. Put 2 priority mail, like 1095 boxes together. That's it.
Yeah, I've watched your video on how to. I know you made a video on how to ship them. Cool. Sounds good. And then I will say, that because of you, I got this nice bread maker here.
So
got it for $6. Panasonic bread maker.
So not all bread makers are created equal. So make sure you look up comps. But
I did. It was about yeah. I knew that right away. It was a Panasonic one. I think it's comped out at like I paid $6 for it. I think it's comped for like 70 plus shipping. Not like crazy, but good profit.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, I know they vary a lot. Especially with like all the like Hamilton Beach and like all the other crazy ones that may or may not do that well. How amazing are Tim's sales? Well, we've established that Tim fakes his sales. He photoshops all his number. No, we're kidding. No, Tim's hardcore. Tim gets out there.
Tim really is like the GOAT.
Yeah. No, his numbers are awesome. And like when I look at his, like he's one of the people that like when he posts and he doesn't do it often and he's not very gratuitous about it. But like when he posts like a 90-day total, like, you know, it's not, you know, I know that there's going to be a realistic profit margin there. Like not like, you know, he's spending a crap load of money. Like he flips. Like he's out there sourcing, and he does pay up for stuff, and he does like find things. But he's killing it. Yeah, Panasonic. Yeah, that's what I thought about it. I was like, okay, it's a Panasonic, which I know they don't do a lot of like food and like cooking products, but they're a decent company for making stuff. So they're doing good.
Yeah, Tim's crazy, man. I love that guy. He always motivates me. Like every day, his stuff motivates me to be a better reseller, and like he's just in the perfect area for his for his stuff, like hard goods and everything. It's just so.
Well, easy. Now he's also the world's greatest shoe reseller.
That's right.
It's funny again, just like how quickly that took place. I think it was like January where he's like, yeah, I don't know anything about shoes. I don't pick up shoes. And then like he made a video in February. He's like, yeah, I bought a pair of shoes. And then like beginning of March, he's like, yeah, I bought a few pairs of shoes. And then like this week, he's like, I have 50 pair. I have 100 pairs of shoes that I'm cleaning and listing and going. It's like, love to see it. Oh. Thanks again. I know everybody's here with us late. I appreciate it. Thanks everybody who's been hanging out. It is we'll wrap it up here in just a few minutes. But again, appreciate Drew for hanging out. Appreciate everybody for chilling with us all evening as we get late into the night. Greg wants to know, Drew, did you know Zoji Rushi has a line of water bottles? I did not know that. I did not know that either. The thermos part of it makes sense. But water bottles, But
I'm surprised my Zojirushi hasn't sold yet. However, it will sell.
I've been looking for one. I've been looking for one for personal use just because I want a good rice maker, and Zojirushi are the gold standard there.
I have a Zojirushi rice maker.
Yeah. Tommy says we aren't leaving until Drew gets a response.
That's
exactly.
Right.
Oh, and thanks for all the.
I'm listing a pair of shoes right now because I'm just like, I can't stop thinking about. It's been listed for 2 days. It's still active on Facebook, and like, I'm surprised that it's still there, but it could be the area. It's just like not Disney popular. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited, Tommy. You don't even know. I gotta have that.
I'm excited for you. I'm hyped for you.
That guy has got to have that shirt still. I won't take no for an answer. If he doesn't have it, I'm gonna make him go get it back from the person he sold it.
Like I'm gonna give you $50, and you're gonna go tell that person that it was actually it wasn't yours to sell. It was you accidentally sold your brother's shirt. Go get it back. Hey, have a good night, man. Thanks for coming out and hanging out. I appreciate it. Best of luck with your May sales. I'm expecting at least 150 out of you for May. We got the 100 in March.
Technically, you should be saying to everybody, and may the 4th be with you.
Oh, well, it's only 10:45 p.m. here on the 3rd.
Oh, well, it's 1:46 a.m. on the 4th here.
May the 4th be with you. Actually, I saw my wife we saw a funny one. It was instead of May the 4th be with you, instead of Revenge of the 5th, it's just the whole month is just this is the May.
That's funny.
It's just the Mandalorian. This is the May.
Nice.
Yeah, rice makers are what they're known for the most part, but they do have really good bread makers. Man problem resolved. Sushi. Still have this Hitachi rice cooker I got in Japan in 1987. That's
wow.
I mean, that's story checks out. You know, I believe it. You know, Japanese made stuff is usually historically has been pretty good. It's a lot of high quality there. Yeah, I've been wanting a good rice maker. I know Hibrusi has some good ones, so I've been keeping an eye out for those. I just, you know, it's the same thing. Like there's a lot of hard goods here in Vegas, and I need to do a little bit more research on them. But there's so many brands, and it's like I know there's certain things like even brands that are cheap now. Like if you can find an old, I know like even like Hamilton Beach, like you think of like you can go to Walmart and get any Hamilton Beach item for under $30, but if you find like one from like 25 years ago, it's going to have a different value to it. And I just don't know enough about like which brands from which era, from which things are like when it comes to like cookware and those kind of things. Even electronics too. Like there's some that I still need to do a lot of research on, but.
Is there a time difference in Pennsylvania? Like
I think it's still East Coast. It should be East Coast.
Darn. Hoping it would be earlier.
Current time in Pennsylvania. 1:48 a.m. I can pour some rice into a pot and have rice within minutes. Yeah, I do. If I cook rice, I cook it in. I just cook it in a pot too. It's nice to just again. It's more of a set it and forget it. And realistically, I don't cook rice as much as I probably don't cook rice enough to justify having a whole space on my counter for it. Yeah. Eastern time all the way to Indiana. Until you get to Kentucky for whatever, because Kentucky, I know there's a few states. Kentucky's one of them that has 2 different time zones, and depending on where you are in the state. I know Texas has at least 2.
Man, this guy's not going to respond tomorrow.
You're just going to have your alarm set every hour from like 4 to 8. Like, what time does this dude wake up for work?
That's right.
Oh. I think we all got our fingers crossed for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
man, I gotta go take some more Advil or something. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap us up here. I know we all want to wait to see the end of the Drew shirt saga, but it's seeming like
I'll make a post if he responds and I get it. I'll make a huge post about it and shout out Tommy and all that kind of stuff. So
awesome. So yeah, no, I appreciate everybody for hanging out, and anybody who is new or hung out, sub to the channel. I know I got at least I think 3 subs through the live, so thanks so much, guys, for all the support and everything. And like I said, I'll keep everybody updated too with my stuff. I haven't been posting as much videos just because I talked about it earlier, but we're have a lot of positive things. Going to be selling the house and moving and doing some other stuff. So the content will come soon. It'll be around, but keep an eye out. Drew, you got. I know you said you had a video that you have already recorded that you didn't drop. So you got stuff coming out soon. I'm sure. I know.
Yeah, just my sync video, the sync that I listed on Joey's Live. I made a video on how I shipped it, and the buyer received it and is super happy. So I'll put that out probably. Well, I put out a video today, technically yesterday now because it's May 4th, but May 3rd. So I'll probably wait and put it out on Wednesday just to skip a day because I'm just so inconsistent with my YouTube content. I don't want to put 2 videos in a row like day to day and then not put out a video for a week. So
yeah, I did that with I put out a video like Monday morning and then went live Monday night, and I was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I did that like 4 weeks ago, and I was like, okay, awesome, man. I'm so glad to hear it. All right, guys. Well, everybody have a good night. I will see everybody at the earliest next Monday, or at the latest next Monday.
Thanks, everybody. Tommy, thank you so much. Shout out you. Yeah.
Thanks, everybody, and we'll stay tuned for that saga. So, all right. Have a great night, everybody.
Thanks, David. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man.